Hey guys, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm showing you where to find every unique weapon, armor, and item in Dragon Age the Veilguard. And I have to say, some of the abilities they unlock are insane. Like, there's a belt where every time you use a potion, it actually spawns a swarm of bees. There's also one that lets you use your ultimates all of the time because it recharges them instantly, which is always good. So here's where to find every unique weapon, ring, talisman, helm, and armor piece in the game. And if that sounds good to you, then subscribe to the channel and let's do this. Okay, so for the first one, we are going to Treviso, the lovely city of Treviso. And I'm actually going to group these by region, so you don't have to keep running back and forth. So this one's in Treviso, and also the next one is going to be in Treviso. But anyway, go to this courtyard here, and what you want to do is turn these statues in specific directions. And you actually get a suggestion of which direction to face them when you conjure this. So you see where the woman is pointing, turn the statue behind her in the direction this is pointing. I've actually already done this, so I won't be able to turn the statues for you, but it's pretty straightforward. When you turn the statues all in the right direction, then head over here as this door will open and we can run on in and grab this chest. And what is in it? It's a unique piece of gear called Jenny's Belt. This has, well, when you use a potion, it applies bees to nearby enemies. Yes, a swarm of bees. Really good. The next one is in Treviso as well. Head to this beacon here. And this is in an area, a hallway. But anyway, go round the corridor and climb up this trellis. Because this next unique piece is located on the roof. So climb up the ladder. Along the way, I think there's some resources to pick up, but it doesn't really matter. Jump across this little gap here. Don't go that way, go this way. Pick up that heartwood, always good, and head through the broken window. Now interact with this bookshelf. I've already interacted with it, but you will have to press X at the bookshelf and you will find a chest. Use your Lyrium dagger to find the point, a unique spell blade called the Points. This has charge attacks versus enemies suffering from necrosis or bleeding, removes all stacks, and heals you. Really good. So that's a really good blade for spell blades if you are a mage. While we're here, pick up that memento because it adds the caretaker power. Okay, next up, that's all for Treviso. We want to head here. This is during Harding's quest, the Waiting Stone, and it's in the Deep Roads. Now, something I have to say about this is missable, so if you don't pick it up during this quest and this quest only, you will miss it. From those big double doors, turn left, and you can see a chest. How to get down there? Thankfully, there's a ladder, so head this way. Really easy to miss this one. Go around and you'll see a glowing golden ladder, which we can descend. Slide your way down there, follow the catwalk around, and you can get this chest. Make sure to grab this during Harding's mission because you cannot go back to this place. And what is it? It's the Wings of Retribution unique amulets. Thank you very much. Okay, the next one is also on Harding's companion quest. This is the Heart of the Titan. This is in Isana Nigat. And yeah, you have to pick it up again during this quest because you can't come back here. So when you get to this part of the quest, which is about 10 minutes in, you will go through a cave. Now when you come to a ladder, which is perched on top of this wooden kind of fence thing, knock it down and climb up. Turn right, walk down here, jump up there, and normally you have to go right and jump across this bridge, but we're not going to do that. What we're actually going to do is jump down here. If you go across this log and then squeeze your way through this gap, you will come to a golden chest. And what's in the chest? It is a unique item. What else would it be? Pure Ore and Heartwood just before it as well. Pick up those, and we have the Paragon's Silent Gaze unique medium helm. Nearby enemies targeting you slowly deal less damage every second. This effect resets if they stop targeting you. Not too bad. I also like what it looks like, so let's have a look at that. So if you play for the fashion, check out this thing. Even if you don't use the ability, that's pretty unique, right? A big green face. Yeah, we like that one. Okay, moving on. The next one is in the Ravane Coast. This one is during Tash's companion quest called Kataranda the Stormrider, and that's after the slaying the Fang Scorcher mission. And what you get for that is the Coral Tip Mageknife. Deal plus 60 cold damage, and triggering an arcade bomb also applies frozen. So this is really good if you're like a freezy mage. Okay, and the next one is also in Ravane Coast, which is here. Head to this beacon. This is the nearest beacon to the unique item. And the quest that you want is called Dead Men Tell Some Tales. And this quest opens up after you've finished Tash's companion quest. So first head here to the boat and you'll trigger some enemies to spawn, fight those off, and then what you want to do is head to this rock here, to this skeleton, and read the notes, because this is a bit of a treasure hunt. So this points you to the next part of the quest, which is right here. So spawn at this beacon, then head your way this way. There's basically 3 different parts of the island you need to go to, fight off some enemies, and then eventually the chest will spawn. So fight these enemies here, and then what you want to do is go to this waterfall and read the note again. Finally, you will be pointed towards the last step of this quest. So don't worry if this is all passing over your head. The quest just tells you exactly where to go. And then spawn here. Inspect this wall and you'll complete Dead Men Tell Some Tales. And what you get for completing this is a unique item. Squeeze your way through the wall. And let's go get our chest. There's actually a few chests in here. It's full of gold. This is a pirate's cove after all. So we have the banded mage brim. We have a little note if you like reading. I don't. We have a memento for the caretaker. We have a chest that hurts us. That's not a very nice prize. That's a Stormcaller arcane stave. But we're here for the unique item. Let's crack it open with the Lyrium dagger, and we have the glorious Ultimatum utility belt. This makes using a potion no longer grant health. What it does, it grants 35% ultimate, so whenever you activate your ultimate, you heal as well. So this is a really good one because it just means that you can use a potion to restore your ultimates. Just keep using ultimates. Anyway, next up in the Ravane Coast, this is the third piece of, this is the third unique gear in the Ravane Coast. And it's the longest one to get because you have to go to the cave at the north of the island. And this only opens up when you finish Tash's questline. And it takes, it's a good old trek. The nearest beacon is hundreds of meters away. So just bypass all these enemies, it doesn't matter. And go this way. But don't actually do this because you won't survive. I made a mistake. Don't do that. You cannot survive lava. What you want to do instead, drop down to this wooden catwalk. And what we're doing is making our way over to the forts. The stone forts. Because inside the stone fort there is a statue puzzle. So let's make our way this way. You don't have to summon anything there, just forget about that little red temporal tear. Ignore those enemies and climb up the second ladder. This is worth it though, this unique piece is worth it. There are 33 unique items in the game. Weapons, armor, items, talismans, all that stuff. And you might as well get them all, they don't take too long. While we're here, get this chest, go around to the right and grab that. Because you get the Casings of Fortune, which is not bad. But head here and find the statues. So these 4 statues, all you have to do is rotate them in the right order. So this is the right order. Interact with this and make this one face the wall. Make that one face right. The first statue is facing forwards, by the way. You don't have to move that at all. And this one you want to face inside. make it face left, in other words. So that's the correct order of the statues. And that has triggered the doorway holding the chest to open. It's actually quite hard to find if you didn't know what you were doing, but the chest isn't located near the statues at all. You have to actually leave the forts and head down these stairs into this little stone turret here, guarded by the statues. I mean, that is a bit of a giveaway because they are statues like the ones we've just opened, but that completes the quest called the Treasure of Sharkmouth Tavern. And in the main chest, we have the Meredith's Legacy Unique Arcane Stave. This does 10% plus leech effectiveness, and it leeches health on hit, but you can no longer gain health from potions or companion abilities. So it swaps where you get your health from, but it's good for necrotic mages. You also get this Stormcooler, Epic Arcane Stave, a Memento, and another chest which has some ore. What a letdown. Okay, we are still in Ravane Coast and we're doing the Warden Vault. This is a side quest and it triggers immediately when you get in the general vicinity, which is at this beacon. So go to this beacon and you can do the Warden Vault pretty early on. It only takes about 15 minutes, but there's 3 steps you have to do in order to unlock this vault. I do have a guide to this, which I'll link above. But you blow up walls, pull some levers, and unlock the vault. And inside, we have a number of treasure chests. The best one, of course, containing a unique item, the Shard of the Void. This one has, while shocking weapons is active, charge attacks deal electric damage in an area around the target. So it's really good if you like playing with electricity. Next up, we have, this is not actually in Ravane, but it's Ravane adjacent. This is Tash's companion quest, and she loves Ravane. This is her final companion quest, and when you complete this, you get the Heart of Fire, which is a unique elemental orb. It does loads of fire damage, and it's really good. And the quest for that is the Fangstalker quest. There's 30 plus fire resistance. Using a fire ability applies burning to you and all nearby enemies. We're going to the Halls of Valor. And this is a really simple one. All you have to do is complete 10 waves in the arena. When you complete 10 waves, you get a unique ring. If you haven't got the arena yet, all you have to do is continue through Tash's questline until you unlock it. I think it's about 2 missions in, but when you do, you get the unique ring, Call of the Hall, plus 50% takedown damage, plus 50% stagger, and gain a random advantage on takedown. So if you do a lot of takedowns, you'll want this. The next one we are going to is Necropolis, and we want to do the Hauntings Deadly Playtime quest. This is a region quest, and you can get this from the NPC next to the vendor in the Necropolis, which is just down here. So talk to this person, and you'll get the quest. Really not hard to find, but do that, and you'll get a unique item. This is called the Deathrattle, and it actually has a really nice look to it as well. Goes wonderfully with our armor piece. Gain precision when you reach low health. Precision hits now leech 100% when you have low health. Great for necrotic mages. Another one in the Necropolis is Emric's quest, the Sacrifice of Souls. This is towards the end of his companion quest, and all that happens is if you complete that, you get a unique item as well, which is really worth doing because I love this quest. Some really great moments here where you have to defeat a massive skeleton boss, and this gives you the Essence Vortex, the unique ring. Abilities now cost 50 mana to activate, 30 plus ability damage, and using an ability now heals you for 1 health per mana spent. Another one that's great for necromancers. Next up, we have a quest reward. When you complete the Pinnacle of Its Kind quest, you unlock a unique item as well. To do this, you have to complete this quest and defeat a dragon called the Formless One. It does take a while because you have to go around the entire world, beating, I think, 4 or 5 bosses in turn. But I won't show you where those are because the quest will direct you to those. It will tell you exactly where to go. But when you do complete that, you will go to the Necropolis, open a massive set of doors into this arena, and fight this dragon. Very scary, but it gives you this unique item. This is the Pillar of the Departed armor. The armor has very high defense but no ability damage, gain deflect and resistance when you reach low health. Next up we are in Docktown for Desperation in Docktown. That's the quest. And for this one you get the Magister's End Unique Light Armor. For this quest to actually appear you have to do a number of Docktown quests. These are region quests that you just get when you're in Docktown. So go through, I think you have to do about 3 or 4 different Docktown quests. And when you do those, at the end of this, you get the Desperation in Docktown quest. These kind of trigger automatically in turn. So go to the yellow exclamation marks. One of them is called a Hidden Hoard. So that's one of the steps in this quest, in the main overarching quest in Docktown. Next up, also in Docktown, the Candlehop quest. You have to find 7 of these little dudes around Docktown, and you end up getting a unique item. So here's where they are all located in Docktown. So just go up, interact with them each, and then you will unlock a unique item. Now, as with every item, or most items, they do change depending on what class you are. So as a mage, I unlocked a unique stave, but if you're playing as a rogue, for instance, you will unlock a unique bow. You know, treasure in the forms of rings and talismans don't change because every class can apply them. But for instance, as a mage, I unlock the Archon's Gaze, which does electric damage, and range attacks with this weapon now hit up to 3 enemies. However, if you are a rogue, you will unlock the Reptile Recurve bow, which does 6 maximum necrosis stacks, necrosis damage minus 50, and this weapon applies necrosis on hit. So it really does depend on what class you are. Next up, we have a Crossroads unique item. This one is one of my personal favorites, actually. So you go to the Heights of Athene and you go to this tree. Now, when you've defeated 50 enemies around this tree, give it a whack and it will open up this hole. Head inside the hole and you'll find a chest. And this has the Maw of the Black City, a great ring. And I've been using this for my Necrosis Mage. Maw of the Black City, your ability damage is always a critical hit. Using an ability consumes 20% of your maximum health as physical damage. So again, your abilities are always crits, which is amazing. Okay, next up, Hosberg Wetlands. Spawn at this beacon and make your way over to the right. Go on through here, and in this glade we'll find another chest. Now you have to complete a quest called Something Wicked to unlock this bit, but when you do, you unlock Hope's Last Kiss. 1 plus maximum arcane bomb. Orb final attacks now also apply an arcane bomb, and triggering an arcane bomb now does something else as well. Collect the Flawless Crystal. But as I say, you have to complete a few quests in Hosberg to open this up. Next up, we're going to Arlathan Forest, and I love this one. This is a really great helm. But when you solve the crystal puzzle around this area, it's pretty straightforward. I won't show you it. It's just direct the beams of light into the crystals. You've probably done it before. You will unlock the Iron Veil. And this one actually spawns apparitions whenever an enemy dies, and it does necrotic damage to other enemies. Okay, a complete change of pace now. This is a unique item that unlocks when you choose the right dialogue options with Mythal in the quest called Regrets of the Dread Wolf. When you do, you unlock Mythal's Light, and I've actually got a guide to completing this quest in the top right. Gives you a plus 80 to fire, necrotic, cold, plus 80, all to that stuff, just by choosing the right dialogue options. If you don't, she turns into a dragon. Yeah, it's not very good. Okay, next up, this is a quest I really recommend doing. It's called the Heart of Corruption. And it consists of defeating 3 guardians, getting their orbs to unlock doors to 3 revenants, and then getting their orbs and putting it in that door and unlocking a final showdown with a dragon. So first up, I'm going to show you the Hosberg Wetlands Guardian. And you actually get a ton of unique items just for this quest alone. Each step of the quest gives you a unique item. So the Hosberg Wetlands Blight Demon is this guy. Amarel the Unwoven. Take this guy out. And then open the chest. We will get the Light of Starkhaven unique amulets. Not too bad. What does it do though? It does this. Next we go to the Converged City to take out a Revenant called the Betrayal of Felasan. And I do have a guide to this in the top right corner. Every step of the Heart of the Corruption mission, I'll show you, just click above. And for this we get the Burdan, unique amulet, 20% damage while at low health. Low health triggers 10% earlier and your health cannot go above 70%. And this is really good if you're a necromancer, because your health is coming from other sources. So it doesn't matter if your health is running low. Another part of the Heart of Corruption quest is at Arlathan Forest. Spawn at this beacon here, and then use Harding or your dagger to move this stone, and then head in to this fort. There's another Blight Guardian at the bottom. Take this guy out. And actually, the unique item doesn't drop for this guy. You have to go around a corner and open a chest. And inside is the Stormcharger, 50 plus electric damage. Using an electric ability applies shock to you. When you are hit while shocked, remove the effect and deal 300 electricity damage to all nearby enemies. Okay, I'm not doing this in order at all. I'm just showing you what unique items you get. But the next one is at the Crossroads. And this is the Fall of the Protector. When you take out the Fall of the Protector, which is actually a really hard mission. I really didn't like this boss at all. So many minions it summons. But when you do take out the Fall of the Protector, you get this unique item, the Frozen Facade. It looks pretty unique. When Frozen ends, it shatters, blasting in nearby enemies with 150 cold damage. So really good if you're a Frozen mage. I would say it's a must. Still on the Heart of Corruption mission, go to the Crossroads, to the Gate of Parched Hopes. Place a champion essence in here. And yeah, this is confusing. There's so many different steps, but check out that guide. I do everything in order in that guide. This is not in order at all. But we are in Elf Hennon's Haven for another Revenant. This is the way to the Revenant from the beacon. You can just ignore these enemies. And here we have the Revenant sitting on their chair. They love and lovely sit down. The Slaughter of the Pillars is their name. And take out this dude for a unique item. How many are we at now? Dozens. We have dozens of items. And for this one, you get a ring at the last resort. No, sorry, you get Andraste Will. Plus 50% burning duration, 1 plus maximum burning stacks. So really good if you like playing with fire. And when you've done all that, you will face off against the Revenant Dragon. A terrible monstrosity. This is the final step of the Heart of Corruption mission. And it's really difficult, as you can see by my health. But when you take out the Revenant Dragon, you will get a bunch of stuff. We have the Memento. But more importantly, going into this chest, we have the Last Resort, a unique ring. Each time you use an ability that hits an enemy, gain 20% damage and 20% to your resistances. The bonuses reset if you defend or dodge. Definitely worth doing. And now we're on to the vendors. Each vendor gives you a unique item as well. This one gives you the Extravagant Plate, and this is at the Hall of Valor. I will say though, you have to rank up each vendor to rank 4 in order to unlock their singular unique item. Each vendor has one. The Treviso vendor has the Plumage of the Mad Crow medium armor. It's all about dodging, and when you perfect your dodge with this one, you actually fire a feather at enemies. Yeah, some of these items are pretty crazy. Commander's Presence is the one in the Hosberger Wetlands. This is one for team players because it gives you rally effects where you rally your party. The Necropolis vendor, if you rank them up to rank 4, you actually get a stave. This is great for necromancers, the bargain. It gives you plus 400 health, which is really good. And that means you can convert all that health into more damage. So I like that one. Arlathan, the Arlathan Forest vendor has a unique item. I've actually already bought it, so you can't see it, but I'm going to show you it in my inventory. And what this is a lovely gleaming armor set, and is called Arlathan's Fall. This armor has no defense, but each time you're hit, gain 20 defense for 15 seconds. And finally, we want to go to the Black Emporium in Docktown, which opens up after the Minrathis Treviso choice in the campaign. And this gives you this golden bird helm. Gain 10% more gold on pickup, gain deflect when enemies drop gold. So if you really need some more gold, this one will give it to you in buckets. So there we go. Those are all of the items in Dragon Age the Veilguard. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, do leave a like. This video took me ages to put together, and I went a tiny bit crazy. But yeah, I hope that helped you out. Subscribe to the channel if it did, and hope you have a great rest of your day with all of your unique items in Dragon Age the Veilguard.
With all that's happened, I can see how a demon of desperation woke up here. It could feed on the city and make things worse.
We can't undo the damage it caused.